Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Say hi. Now he doesn't want to talk, but he's over here. I've been recording for the past hour and he has been interrupting me and he wants to be on camera, so I brought him on camera. Now he doesn't want to talk. Are you gonna talk to them? Huh? Are you gonna talk to them? No? Alright. Well, today's video is gonna be about him and his condition and how I dealt with it and what I did to help him out. Papa, you're like blocking my view. And yeah, so we're gonna get into that, but I just want to start off this video by saying thank you for all the love and support you guys have given me, for spamming my pictures on Instagram. Literally my phone was just going off. Like, I'm not complaining. Like, I felt blessed. Like, yeah, it made me feel so happy. But yeah, so thank you all who support me, who has been there for me, who has never given up on me, and I just love you. Jose, you're blocking my face. You're blocking my face. Can I put you down? And then you come back later? You're tired. Why don't you go night-night? Come on. Okay. But yeah. So, let's get right into the story. Alright. So, it all started when I was 18. I was 18. I met his father. Me and his father worked in the same warehouse. We started dating. We started dating for about 4 to 5 months, I believe. And then that's when I found out I was pregnant. Yes. Did you guys see what he did? You guys are gonna probably be like, oh, you guys did too fast, all this stuff. I heard it already. It's years ago, okay? But my hair will not cooperate today. Jesus. Anywho, so yeah, when we were dating 4 to 5 months, I found out I was pregnant, and I was happy, but at the same time I was scared because I was young still. I was already done with high school, so thank God for that. But I was just scared, but I was happy at the same time, if you guys know what I mean. So yeah, so I gave birth when I was 19 years old, sorry, 19 years old. My son was the perfect baby I've ever laid eyes on. Like, you're probably thinking, oh, you're just saying that because he's your son. No. Like, I think every baby is beautiful. Like, I love babies. Like, I love them with a passion. I love them with everything in me. I believe because when I was little, I was taking care of my little siblings. And mind you, my parents had so many kids. So, I just grew in love with babies, with kids. So, yeah. My son was born December 21st at 5:50 in the morning. I was in labor for 5 hours. It was the craziest 5 hours. Yeah, I'm not gonna get into details, but it was just crazy. I remember passing out, and no, I remember my son flying out and me passing out. That's the only detail I'm gonna give you. But other than that, I won't give you any more details. But so yeah, so my son came out. My son was 6 pounds 7 ounces. He was 19.5 inches long. He was healthy, but my son was born with jaundice. If you guys don't know what jaundice is a discoloration in the skin. Your skin turns yellow. Your eyes, the white in your eyes turn yellow, and it's basically, I'm not mistaken, like it's like an infection in his lungs. I believe it's the lungs. So yeah, that's what my son had, and it was very scary for me in the beginning. It was very hard for me. I was crying. I didn't know. In the beginning, I didn't know what jaundice was until like I had to have my mother-in-law tell me what it was and what they had to do. So basically, I was in and out the hospital doing blood work, doing all this jazz, and his level was going up and down, up and down, up and down. So there was a certain level, I don't remember the level it was, but if he reaches that certain level, my son will have to be under a light throughout the night. And I was scared because I'm the type that I feel like I cannot leave my son. Like, I cannot leave him alone with anybody else other than myself or his father. I cannot do it because I don't know, it's me. So thank the Lord that my son did not have to be under the light. My son's level went completely down. He was okay. The discoloration in his skin went away. It went back to, his skin was back to normal. His eyes were back to normal. But he still had problems in his stomach. As the months went by, you know, my life was complicated when I was pregnant and when my son was born. I'm not gonna get into that detail. Now, if you guys want to know, you know, let me know and I'll make a video of that. 9 months, I believe, I moved from Jersey to Pennsylvania. So it was just me and my son and my baby father. And we moved to Pennsylvania because where we lived in Jersey wasn't an environment that I want my son to grow up in. The school district I didn't like the school district. Even though my son was still a baby, still you have to think ahead, you know? I didn't like the environment I was living in. We lived in a studio, so it was mind you, it was so small, and we paid so much money for that small ass place. Like, we paid almost $800 for a small place, a studio in Jersey. And it was just, it wasn't working out, and I decided to move up here. You know, in the beginning, my baby father was not about it. He didn't want to leave, but he did it for us. He did it for me. He did it for the baby. So we moved up here, and this is the place I am now. I've been living here for almost 3 years. And this is a 2-bedroom apartment. It's huge, and I literally pay like $550, I think $575 a month. So it's like, imagine, like, you're in Jersey in a studio, $800, when you could be over here for 2 big ass bedrooms for $575. You know what I mean? So it was a good choice that I made for me and my son. And the school over here is amazing. My mom lives over here. She's been living here for years, so she's the one that told me to come out here. The school is amazing, the programs are amazing, etc., etc. So I decided to come over here. I came here, and yeah, so that happened. I moved here. When my son was 11 months, I noticed on his legs that it wasn't strong. Like, he wasn't standing on his own like normal baby. Like, I'm not saying my son is not normal, but like how normally babies stand on their own around that age. So my son wasn't standing, and I took him to the doctors, and doctors told me that his bones are very weak. So it's gonna take time to adjust to that. As a mother, I don't like to hear things like that about a child, especially my own child, that he's not gonna walk anytime soon. He's gonna be a late walker and all this other stuff. And I was like, no, this is not happening. So I took it upon myself. When I got home from the doctors, I literally was stretching out my baby's legs. Like, I was massaging his legs, stretching it out. I was doing all that. I was holding him up to make sure, like, he understands that, you know, you have this, you got this. And I was praying, and I was praying, and I was praying. My son is gonna walk. He's gonna walk. I know he's gonna walk. So, it was around, he was about 1, I believe. 1.5. No, he was about 1. Yeah, he was about 1. He just turned 1. And we had his party and whatever, and he ended up getting like this like push thingy, like little babies use as a push thingy to learn how to walk. So he got that, and I was like, this is freaking amazing. Like, I'm gonna use this every day. I'm gonna use it. My son is gonna walk. It was so sad that my son, when he turned 1, he couldn't walk. He couldn't, couldn't do anything. He couldn't run with the kids. He couldn't do anything. And it was just bothering me. So when we got that, I was so happy, and we use it all every day for as long as we can, as long as the baby can use it. And there was this one time, like, I see my son like literally pushing it, and he's walking, and then next thing you know, he's running, and I'm just like, okay, let me see if he'll still do it without it. So I took it away, and I stand the baby up, and he would just stand still. He wouldn't move. And every time, like, when I like try to give him a little push, he would cry, he would fall down, he wouldn't want to do it. And in my head, I'm just like, why is this happening? Like, why aren't you walking? Like, and then I gave him back the toy, and he'll walk perfectly fine. So I'm like I was happy that he was using it, but at the same time, I wanted him to do it without using the toy. You know what I mean? So whatever. I just like, I didn't give up per se. Like, I just like, you know what? When he's able to walk, he'll walk. You know, I'm not gonna rush things. I'm gonna let time take its course and let it happen. So there was one night that I'm in my room, and he's outside in the living room with his father, and I hear his father's like, yes, like that, do it, go on. And I literally got up, I sneaked over, and my baby boy was taking, literally, to me, it was his first steps. Like, even though he was walking with the thing, it was his first steps by himself. And it was the most, it was just amazing. Like, as a mother, it was amazing to see my son walk for the first time by himself, taking his first few steps. And then ever since then, my son was just walking. And the next thing you know, he was running. Like, he was running. And that was one situation about my baby. Now, with his condition, when my son was 11 months, this all happened in that time period, 11 months, I noticed things that I've noticed on my little brother. My little brother that I take care of, and my little brother that I helped out. My little brother, he was autistic and speech delay, and I've noticed symptoms on my son the way I noticed symptoms on my brother, if you guys know what I mean. So I already knew what was happening to my son. My son he would never speak. My son would never, my son was always, like, not serious, but he was just always sad, like, and it hurt me, because I felt like my life, the way I lived my life, like, again, like I said, that was gonna be another story, like, the way I lived my life with my son, and things I went through with my son, it, like, triggered something in him, and it made him become silent. Like, he was just silent, and I blamed myself for the things I did to my son, you get me? And the things I put my son through because of the situation and decisions I made. So, in 11 months, I took my son to a special doctor that my mother requested me to go to. And the doctors were taking a look at him. And they were doing so many tests. They were doing, like, puzzles and all that. All that, like, special work they do on kids. To, like, see if they're, if they have any condition, or they could diagnose them with something. So, yeah, so I went to the doctor, and this doctor, I swear on everything that this doctor is amazing. And, I went there, and we were there for about an hour and a half to 2 hours, just, like, working on the baby with puzzles and building blocks, like, stacking blocks, and, like, writing and saying numbers. Obviously, he was still 11 months and he couldn't do it, so they couldn't really tell yet. So they told me to come back when he hits a year and a half old. So instead of coming back a year and a half, I came back when he was a year and 2 months, around there. Yeah, it was a year 2 months I came back. And I came back to the same doctor, to the same specialist, and that's when they did the test again. They tested him for like all these like motor skills, speech. I forgot what else. I forgot the other ones. I was just, yeah, I forgot the other ones, but I remember his motor, speech, and yeah. So they tested him out. They scored him and everything, and then we ended up waiting. Like they did the test and everything. And like I remember being there in the doctor office, like just waiting, and like I'm just like I'm holding my baby, and I'm just like everything's okay, like nothing's wrong with you, you're okay. It's just in my head, you're okay, you're okay, you're okay. The doctor comes back and he starts drawing this grid of my son's brain, and I can't like specifically tell you like exactly what he was showing me or like what he was telling me, but he saw, like this is just flat out there. He was like, your son has motor skills and speech delay. His level is very low, and he's autistic. He is diagnosed with autism. And the minute I heard that my son was diagnosed with autism, it was like I knew it was that, but at the same time I didn't want to believe it was that, because I saw what my mom went through with my little brother, and it's difficult to deal with something like that for your child. It's hard to see your son struggle with speaking. It's hard to see your son struggle with interacting with other kids or interacting with other adults. So like I kind of figured he was autistic, but I didn't want to believe it, you know? Like I just wanted to be like, my son is okay, he's okay, nothing's wrong with him. But his doctor diagnosed him with autism for speech delay and motor skills. His doctor gave me a list of papers of names and other specialists for programs for him, so he could start going into these programs for speech delay and motor skills. And literally I was right on top of it. I had no hesitation. I was like, I'm calling these numbers and I'm gonna find the good one. Like I'm gonna find the best one out there to help me with my son. Even though I knew what I was doing, I knew how to help my baby. I knew what I had experience because of my brother. So yeah, I was on top of everything. Then I had two teachers come into my house. Like they came once a week, which wasn't a lot that I wanted. I wanted more days, but that's what they can do. So the days that didn't come, of course, I was there, or his father was there helping him. So we were on top of it. It's been, my son now is 4 years old, and it's been 3 years since then. 4 years since then. Yeah, well, he was 1 when they diagnosed, so it was 3 years since then. And to this day, my son still can't speak. His motor skills are improved. His motor skills are actually improved a lot, because he now works with, because he's in school now. He's been in school for almost a year and a half, and it's not like kindergarten and pre-K. It's a special class for autistic kids, and I am thankful for him. I'm thankful for the people that brought him in there, like accepted him in there, and I'm thankful for the people that actually told me about this program. And yeah, my son, he has friends now. But the thing is that the thing that he lacks is still his speech delay, and lack with interacting with the kids there. Like he likes playing with his friends, but he doesn't play often with them. Like my son is always alone, and that's the thing that bothers me a lot. Like my son is always alone. When he's home, he's alone. He has nobody to play with. I try my best to play with him, but it's just it bothers me. It's hard for me to see that my son struggles with speaking. Like he cannot speak. He can understand me, but he cannot speak. So it's hard for me to know what he wants. It's hard for me to know if he's in pain, if he like, you know what I'm saying. So it's been 3 years already, and my son is still struggling. He can't speak. He says some words. He sings some songs. If you guys see, like, check out my social media, you guys will see that I posted a video of him singing songs, just different artists, and he he's smart. My son is really smart. Like, my son at an age when he was 1, my son did, like, we got him a tablet. His grandmother gave him a tablet, and it's like the Nabi tablet, if you guys know what I'm talking about. Papa, you're like in my video. It's the Nabi tablet, and my son literally knew how to work it. You know, he was so young and he knew how to work it. He knew how to match, he knew how to do all the stuff, but like in person he wouldn't do it. You know what, if you know what I mean, he could do it on a tablet, but he can't do it in person. So that's why the doctors are like, I understand he could do it on tablets, but in person there has to be more motor skills. That's why he was lacking motor skills. And to this day, he's still struggling with speaking. And I'm trying everything in my power to help him out, give him the best programs ever. And I know my baby I know one day I'm gonna wake up and my baby's gonna be like, Mom, I love you. And the minute I hear him, I swear and everything, I will cry. And I would hug him so bad. Like, I would squeeze him so tight and be like, I knew it. I just had to be patient. God will work his magic. And yeah, that's basically the story, guys. Like, for you parents out there, young parents out there are going through this, you know, it's difficult. It's not going to be easy. It's difficult, but all you have to do is be patient, have faith, and yeah, just be patient, have faith. Because again, like I said, it was hard for me. I was crying. I would look at my brother. Like, I have a little brother. My brother's old, like the same age as my son, and my brother could talk nonstop. And I just look at my son and I'm like, you're gonna talk soon. I know you are. And his father's the same way. You're gonna talk soon. But yeah. And I know he's gonna talk soon because my brother, the one that had the same problem, he started talking when he was 4. That's when he started talking. Like, to this day, he doesn't stop talking. So I'm gonna be excited for him to talk, but you guys get me? Like the same thing, like, oh, I can't wait for my baby to start walking. And the minute they start walking, they're getting into everything, they're jumping into everything. But this is different. Like, this is like, I can't wait for my baby to start talking because I want to know what he wants. I want to know what he feels. It's just, I don't know. It's just, he's my baby and I love him and I'll do anything for him. And it's even more difficult for me because I'm a single parent. His father lives in Jersey. He no longer lives here. But I'm not gonna get into that. But yeah, so it's more difficult on me. It's more pressure on me. But again, I don't care. I'm still gonna do it. I'm still gonna help my baby. And yeah, my baby, he's a happy baby. Like, I never seen him this happy. He's my rock. He's my lifesaver. Without him, I don't know where I would be. And I thank God for giving me him because he changed my life around for the better. But yeah, guys, like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.